YouTube Nation, what's going on? It's EB back here with another video, and in today's video we're gonna go over my class setups for when I play Arena and Pro Series, all that kind of stuff. Now, to get things started, I just want to say that I'm more of a sub player. I'm not an AR player. I mean, I can use the AR, but I'm more of the OBJ and the SMG Slayer of the team, so that's mainly what my classes are going to be revolved around. So you can take what you want from them if you want, but we're going to get started. Now, starting with the submachine guns, which is my primary thing, we're going to start out with the Kuda. Now, in respawn gameplays, quick draw is a must on all submachine guns. That's just second knowledge. With the Kuda, you can run grip. It's a pretty steady gun as it is itself. So, I mean, sometimes I'll run grip. Most of the time, rapid fire's banned. So, I mean, even if it wasn't banned, I still really wouldn't use rapid fire with this gun. But I also would use stock and definitely long barrel. Now, if it's just between these two, I would probably start out with just long barrel, just because it makes the gun shoot that much further. And besides the Pharaoh, I'm pretty sure the Kuda shoots the second furthest for SMGs. Now, moving on, like I said, if we are playing a more respawn type game mode, sometimes if it's hardpoint or capture the flag, or just hardpoint, most of the time I'll run overclock, fast hands, and blast suppressor as my primary. Now, depending on what else gets banned and what kind of lobby you're in, I won't use awareness, just because awareness in fast game modes, you don't need a sound horde. You shouldn't be using awareness as it is. But if I'm playing search, I might throw on dead silence. I'll probably get rid of this altogether. And then, depending on, again, like the lobby you're in, a lot of the kids like to use tracker and everything, so you might be forced to use hardwire, but mainly I try not to. And then, if we're playing uplink, I will take off overclock and I'll just throw afterburner on, because capture the flag and uplink are more fast-paced gameplays. So I'll probably stick something with this, and then just to be a little bit of a jerk, sometimes I'll just throw a smoke grenade on and throw it right on the objective, just to kind of mess with people. But depending on if all the concussions and whatnot get banned, I'll probably run concussion in the Semtex. But most of my perks for these remain the same throughout. So those are basically my perks. I'm just going to say those now. So like I said, in more of a hardpoint game mode, I'll generally use overclock, and depending on what gets banned, that's basically it. Flak jacket I don't really use ever. But fast hands, of course, I'll use. And then I'll always run suppressor, just so people don't hear me boosting around. And then dead silence, I mean, you can switch these two up or put all of them on, just for an example. And then I'll go over my search my search custom class, just because that's a little bit different. Now, the VMP is my primary gun. You gotta throw quick draw, and you gotta throw, I feel like grip is a main thing. If you want to throw a third attachment on, a lot of the times I'll choose between stock and long barrel, depending on, again, what gets banned. Generally, long barrel is the way to go, just so you'll shoot farther, you'll get more bullets out. Rapid fire is good on it, but most of the time that's banned as well. So generally between stock and long barrel is what I'll use. And then, like I said, the same thing with the perks. Weevil I won't use. Razorback I won't use. After this patch update, the Vesper, it's still really good up close. So if you do use the Vesper, quick draw and grip are an absolute must, and then it's from your kind of preference from there. If I'm playing more of a respawn game, I will have probably extended mags on. And then if we're more of like a search, I'll probably have long barrel on. Stock really isn't, it's not really necessary with this gun. Rapid fire, you can put that on if it's not banned, but most of the gameplays I play, rapid fire and high caliber get banned, so that's why I don't even mention those. Pharaoh, the only time I'll use the Pharaoh is if rapid fire is enabled. So I would throw on quick draw and rapid, and then you can throw on maybe long barrel or stock. But with this gun, the way it runs, I would just load up with more perks. That's just my personal preference as a sub player. And then, so if I'm ranking the SMGs with rapid fire enabled, I would most likely use the Pharaoh, then the VMP, then the Vesper, and then I guess the Kuda. I wouldn't even use the Weevil or the Razorback just because I don't really see them as that great of weapons. And then with rapid fire not on, it's definitely a toss-up between the VMP and the Vesper. I think the VMP, just because after the update, the recoil on the Vesper is just way too much. So I would say VMP, Vesper, Kuda, and then if I'm throwing all the other ones in, I'd put the Razorback, then the Pharaoh, then the Weevil. The Weevil, it's not great. And then if I'm using an AR class, let's just get rid of this stuff for now. So if my M8 class is the primary one to go with, I don't generally, I like the Elo sight, but I don't at the same time, so I'll most likely just keep the reflex on. Quick draw, definitely stock you must have on the M8. And then here again, it's a toss-up between grip. I don't really think is that necessary. I mean, if you have good aim, you'll be able to burst with this gun. So if rapid fire is kept, I'd throw rapid here. If it's not kept, I'd have long barrel here. A really good class too is if you actually run all five of these attachments, and then you could run with blast suppressor, and then overclocker, afterburner. This is more of like just a gunfight class. So maybe your search and destroy kind of gameplay. It's not a respawn one, just because this one's just more of like a individual effort kind of gun. So yeah, like I said, I definitely have quick draw stock, and then that third attachment I'll just throw long barrel on, just because, like I've been saying, rapid fire is usually banned in most games I play. And then along with the concussions and the flashbangs, whether or not those are on, I'll probably put one or two of those on. And then obviously my blast suppressor, I'll have fast hands on. And then, like, depending on the game mode, like I've been saying, there'll be overclock and afterburner. Now I'm not gonna go over each assault rifle, just like I said, because I'm not an AR player. I can use them, but if I am gonna rank them, it would definitely be the M8, and then probably the Shiva, and then it's a toss-up with the XR2 and the Man-O-War. Probably the XR2, then Man-O-War. And then between the ICR, the HVK, and the KN, they all have their own personal traits, but I would just put them all at the same level at this point. I mean, the ICR is better downrange with accuracy, but it takes longer to shoot. So it just depends on how accurate you are, I would assume. And now, my last class is for search and destroy. Now in search and destroy, I'm primarily a sniper as well as a sub player. So for most teams I play with, I run a overkill class most of the time. So with the sniper, I'll use the SVG and thermal. If that gets banned, then it gets banned. I can still use it without. And then, like I said, I'll run overkill most of the time with the VMP. And then with this, I'll throw just stock on. Just because, I don't know, for my personal preference, I'm used to being able, like when I'm sniping and I need to quickly pull out the VMP, I don't want to be stuck aiming really slowly. So if I need to turn around and shoot and spray, kind of, that's where I get stock in most of the time. I mean, you can put in quick draw or grip, but when I'm switching, I'm probably going to be aiming down sights and not rushing with it. So that's why I don't use quick draw, just for this specific reason. And then I'll run blast suppressor with dead silence most of the time. If not, it'll definitely just be blast suppressor. And then depending on the lobby you get, you might be forced to run hardwire. I don't like to, just because a lot of the kids you play, there are a lot of randoms in there. But I would just stick with the primaries of fast hands, and then with search and destroy, I'll usually run either afterburner, or I'll throw on a grenade or a tactical just to have in my back pocket. If I'm not running with overkill, definitely gotta go with the L car, and then from there it's your personal preference with perks. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be my personal setups for Arena Pro Series gameplay, whatever you want to call it, that playlist. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys do take something out of this, then by all means I encourage you to use any tips you see. And like I have been saying, I am a primary SMG player, so these tactics might not apply to everyone. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. It can only help my channel grow each and every day. And as always, this is EB, and I'm signing out.